In 2016, Amazon announced it's launching a shorter 30-hour work week for selected employees who in turn agreed to cut their paycheck by 25% accordingly. At first, I was thinking working 4 days instead of 5 days would be perfect because it gives more freedom to pursue passions and hobbies and to spend more time with your loved ones and friends. And more free time means better rest, better relationship, and better life in general due to the lesser stress. But after I started researching deeper, I figured out that the question is much more complex than it seems at the first glance. And therefore, bear with me till the end of this video to find out about one of the hot topics that are possibly striking the roots into the way that we work today. Hey guys, my name is Manchuk and welcome to my channel. If you guys appreciate all the research and time that I put to create these videos, just do me a little favor and press the like button because this helps my channel grow. And I want to say a big thank you, and with that said, let's go back to the subject. The estimated average hours worked kept decreasing and people tend to work less and less, and this is obvious from the historic charts, for example, like this, where we see that within the last 150 years, people's workloads were decreasing. And again, with the rapid technological progress, working less and having more free time is inevitable. Even today, the official 5-hour work week that includes 40 hours per week commonly exists in many countries of the world. However, even in those countries where you are officially obliged to work 40 or 50 hours per week, in truth, people may work less and the rest of the time just pretend to be busy to justify the careers and salaries that people receive in exchange. Workplace laws and regulations vary across countries, and these countries that are moving forward with favorable workplace practices toward employees have shorter work weeks and more time to rest. As a result, these countries are among the world's happiest. But on the other hand, those countries with longer work weeks tend to have lower life satisfaction. In the United States, the average work week for full-time employees equals 41.5 hours per week, with 11% of employees working over 50 hours per week. But I'm not talking about all those jobs. I'm stating that this is the median workforce job market trend, and I doubt that doctors, teachers, and manufacturing workers, as long as logistics and tech sector employees, are in this trend. But again, this is possible to achieve with more technological innovations that are coming in the future. If we go back to the old days and analyze how the work shifts were decreasing, we will see that the 4-day work weeks floated in the 1930s. There was a significant interest in shorter work hours since 1920s and 1930s, when the 30-hour work week was hailed as a way to distribute the work among the unemployed, especially after the Great Depression and 2 world wars. So back in those days, Henry Ford supported a 6-hour day because he believed more work would secure more productive workers at the workplace. Unfortunately, even today, not all employers see the benefit to cut working hours and make people more efficient at work. And usually they see that the hours worked should reflect what salary you bring home. This is partly because wage structures are affixed to the hourly pays as prescribed by the job market, which is tied to other markets too. So when employers reduce their work hours and the pay, employees fought back and dropped their demands for shorter work hours who focus on keeping their wages. So the idea is not really new to the world, and we've never been so close to making a shift in the way we see our work in post-pandemic times. In one of my recent videos called Bullshit Jobs, I talked about the effects of creating useless work just for the sake of working without the real value created from working. And if you haven't watched that video, I really recommend it to you to watch after this video. But with this post-COVID world, what we see today, that our jobs are radically changing and people are reconsidering what's important to them. And even though a lot of new jobs are projected for the future, I believe we're heading to the point that if we won't focus on efficiency, we will end up getting buried until the pile of useless paperwork and wasteful meetings before retirement knocks at our doors. So I remember 2 years ago, I came across the article about Microsoft testing a 4-day work week in Japan. And the results really shocked me because I was working back then as a corporate HR and I was already burning out from wasteful processes, and coming across this article influenced me a lot afterwards. Microsoft was anticipating work shifts and shifts in mentality so that they launched a compressed work week project in Japan. Just for information, Microsoft employs 163,000 employees worldwide, and the Japan office has around 2,300 employees. And this is almost nothing compared to the number of employees working in the United States office for Microsoft, which is approximately 96,000 employees. So for Microsoft, it was quite safe to test out a 4-day work week and see if it's gonna work out well or fail. And choosing Japan was quite logical because Japan has a strict working culture where 25% of Japanese employers expect at least 80 hours of work for any company a Japanese person works for. And taking a vacation is considered a guilt. Even in that crazy workaholic culture like in Japan, introducing a 4-day work week boosted employees' productivity by 40%. And this was due to the shortening of blah 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 times, which is brought to more efficiency. And by compressing the time to do the job, employees managed to accomplish more within a shorter amount of time. And it's really funny that in a technologically advanced country like Japan, virtual meetings were not welcomed before. But this trial saved employees time for the commute, reduced the load on infrastructure, carbon emissions, and electricity use, and made employees happier because of a less daily burden that they have to carry out. And later, employees were surveyed again and admitted that their job satisfaction was as high as 92%. However, in order to be objective, I have to admit that 4-day work week doesn't fit all, because those employees who had to face customers still were challenged to meet those job expectations. And therefore, it didn't work for all equally because of the general regulations around work schedules on a broader scale in Japan, which means that the government needs to step up with the better measures to regulate all this. And speaking of the idea being seriously considered on the government level, the Prime Minister of New Zealand recently proposed to adopt 4-day work week nationwide, and the Prime Minister hopes that the employers adjust to the new trends in their turn. And speaking of company level support, Unilever agreed to test a compressed work week within 12 months and already admitted that the productivity jumped by 20% in the start, and the company is set to introduce agile project management methods that break work into short phases with frequent reassessment and adaptation of plans. And also, this agile system is supposed to eliminate work that adds no value along with unnecessary bureaucracy. With New Zealand going forward with the concept, more countries are adopting the same idea now, with Iceland, Spain, Canada, and the UK are taking steps to move forward with this idea. But like I said in the beginning of this video, the question of a compressed work week is complicated. An average worker in a technologically advanced country today works fewer hours than in the past. However, there are huge inequalities within countries, and that work that cannot be eliminated at all is being redistributed to some other countries where hours of work grew opposite. As every coin has two sides, reduction of workload for one person means an increase of workload to the other, and the life in different countries can look starkly different. Depending on where you work, or if you were lucky to win a genetic lottery to be born in an economically advanced country, it may not be that exciting for other less developed countries and people right now. To give you my advice, that of course you should think over considering your situation. If your employer stands firm that you must still dedicate 40 hours per week performing job tasks within 4 days, saying that this is a reduced work week and you have to be present straight 10 hours within those 4 days, my advice to you is try to work from home and try to arrange your workday that way so you optimize all your tasks and focus on those that are high priority only accordingly and focus on your own efficiency. Or you can change your employer and choose that one who is a little bit more sane. Because working 10 hours per day or cutting your paycheck is not normal. This is stupid and this is a bad bargain. With that said, I wish you good luck in getting what you want from your professional life. Make sure you hit the beautiful like button and subscribe button, and you will not miss any of my videos if you hit the notification bell. Write me comments, I'll respond to them gladly. All the useful links are in the description, so click on them too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.